when I do choose to go on a date, I want you to feed me. I don't want to just go for drinks. And I feel like a lot of people will say like a coffee date or like let's just go for drinks and like see if we vibe and then let's do dinner the next time. I see that as like you're cheap. No. Let's go to dinner. Let me see the way you order. Let's see your mannerisms. Let's see the vibes. You're going to order one dessert or two desserts. Let's see how generous you are. And I don't know. Like, I feel like already when you're going on a date, you're taking a risk. So, like, if you're not willing to like take the risk and feed me and you're only like down to take me for drinks, I find that weird. Like, I'm not into that.
See, this is exactly the problem. Notice she never once mentions the guy himself. His personality, humor, values, none of that matters. It's all about whether he orders two desserts or one. That's not dating, that's conducting an inspection. Modern dating has turned into a sponsorship program. Men are being evaluated like investors, not partners. And honestly, it's not about connection anymore. It's about consumption.
I do not accept a coffee or a walk as a possible date option, and neither should you. First of all, I'm not a dog that needs to be walked. Second, I have an espresso machine at home, works fabulous. We're not doing drinks either. You're gonna try to get me drunk and take me back home. No. We are doing dinner. You're gonna pick me up. We're gonna come to the restaurant. We're gonna see your table manners. We're gonna see what you order. We're gonna see, do you hold your chopsticks correctly? We're just gonna, study you a bit. Okay, so dinner it is.
This one kills me. I'm not a dog to be walked. Okay, fine. But notice how every acceptable date option revolves around what the man spends on her. A simple walk? Too low effort. A coffee? Too cheap. A drink? Clearly suspicious. It's not about the man. It's about the man's wallet. She wants him to pay admission just for the privilege of sitting across from her. That's not partnership. That's a transaction.
A man asked me for coffee today after work, and I politely told him no, and then brought myself to McAllister's, where I got this croissant, this grilled chicken sandwich, and an entire bowl of broccoli cheddar soup and a Dr. Pepper for under $25. Now, I'm not going to argue with you about how you like to date, just like I don't want you to argue with me about how I like to date. But coffee is never going to be an option for me. And just like I respect your choice to coffee, respect mine to not coffee.
7 non-negotiables for high-value women. Number 1, no coffee dates. Coffee is cheap and shows lack of effort. So if you want to date a 10, you need to be giving her a level 10 experience. Number 2, if a man can't fully plan a date, then he cannot plan a future. It is your responsibility as a man to make sure that you have the venue set, that you have reservations, and make sure that you have plans to get her to and from the date safely, which means offering to send her a black car, a taxi, or paying for valet. Number 3 is always be a man with proper etiquette. This means coming to her door when you pick her up or waiting in the lobby, not just texting her or honking from the street.
High value women, huh? Interesting how high value never seems to come from her own actions. It always comes from what the man provides. Black car, valet, reservations, full planning. So, if he doesn't act like a concierge service, he's instantly low value. Notice the pattern. Men aren't being treated like people anymore. They're being treated like providers on trial. These rules don't build relationships. They build resumes of what you can financially offer.
This is why you should never accept a coffee date for a first date.
All right, let's hear this one.
Perhaps it sounds convenient to you because you don't need to spend the whole evening with a stranger you may not like.
And despite the fact that that's a perfectly valid reason to go on a coffee date, let's hear why that apparently is not acceptable.
But a guy who just invites you for coffee shows such low effort, it almost shows as if he's not interested in getting to know you.
Based on what?
If he says, let that girl prove herself first before I'm willing to take her out for dinner.
Perish the thought. Because, that actually almost makes sense. And we wouldn't want to do anything that makes sense now, would we?
Let me tell you what this says about you. If you accept a coffee date, that actually shows that you accept the bare minimum, and that shows how you see yourself. Because if you don't see yourself as being worthy of something more than just a coffee, how can he be convinced?
Oh, I don't know. Possibly engage in conversation and get to know each other over coffee. It's almost like that's the entire purpose, but one actually goes on to mention the purpose of dating.
The purpose of dating is to meet new people and maybe to meet a potential boyfriend while having fun. But a coffee date doesn't sound like fun. It sounds more like a job.
To you.
I'll go sit there for half an hour, see if he's worth it, see if I like him, and then we're talking. And then it's the coffee date that becomes a waste of time, because how much can you get to know somebody in half an hour to an hour?
Well enough to know if they actually want to go on a second date, I'd imagine, if they actually engage in productive conversation.
Then take you out for dinner and enjoy it, and never forget you're a free woman. If you don't like the guy, kindly excuse yourself and leave.
A person can do that over coffee as well. But just imagine the amount of people that will end up being single if they listen to this type of advice because they're not willing to accept a coffee date.
Have lunch with me while I tell you about the bare minimum things that a guy does that you don't need to be impressed by. Opening the car door for you guys. Opening the car door or opening any singular door is absolute bare minimum, and he should be doing that immediately upon seeing you. Please do not use that as some sort of like, oh my god, he's such a gentleman, because no, he should have learned that like a long time ago. Like, that we should not be impressed by that. Like, that's absolute bare minimum. Paying for the first date. Bare minimum, ladies. You need to feel worthy enough to accept a guy paying for the date, okay? He asked you, more than likely he asked you, so accept him paying for this date. Accept him paying for your time, your energy, your beauty. Your time is currency, and that's all you need to bring is yourself. So that is absolutely the bare minimum, and we're not going to be impressed by that. Now, some people may think that this is a super impressive thing that a guy does, and not everybody knows this rule. I'm going to say it anyways. It's the rule of him standing, like if you guys are walking on a sidewalk together, if he stands like on the side and like near like where the street is, that is very nice. That's a very gentlemanly thing to do. But again, what have I been saying? Bare minimum. But that is something that a man should think to do already. That isn't something that to be so impressed by. Like, if they're not actively doing that, he is like an absolute like low life loser. I'm sorry. You should just have that inherent protector mindset, and that should be something that every guy should know. Every freaking guy should know this. Don't be impressed by that. Buying you flowers. Buying you flowers costs like $5 to go to the store and get some cute ass flowers. Like, honestly, he can probably get the cheapest, whatever. You know what? F that. Fine, flowers, like, I think that he should be spending more on flowers, in my opinion, but the moral of the story is flowers are very cheap, okay? So that is bare minimum. He should be getting you flowers. If he's not even doing that, say goodbye. Say goodbye immediately. Like, what are you doing? That should be the first romantic gesture they should even think about, technically. Besides, like, all the opening door stuff, that should be the next in line. Like, hello? You have to really assess that. You do. Come on. Bare minimum. Complimenting you as a baddie that you are, absolutely, he should be complimenting your ass. If he's not, goodbye, see you later, you're lame-o. If he does compliment you, like, yeah, that should be like expected. You should compliment me. What else are you gonna do with yourself? You have a beautiful girl next to you. You should compliment and not be impressed. Just be like, you know what, that's so sweet. Because you already know it, right? You don't really need it, but it's nice to hear. But you don't need that. You don't need the male validation. Bare minimum. Bare minimum. Know that this is like not anything to be impressed by. I'm gonna throw this in there. He should be paying for dates consistently. Almost all the dates, in my opinion. What are we doing as a woman paying for a guy? Why? Ew. Does that not make you feel any type of way? I'm sorry. No. They should at least pay for majority of the dates. That is hands down like bare minimum. And we should not feel so like, oh my god, he's doing all this for me, oh my god. No, you should be like, absolutely, this is exactly what I expect and more. Yes, accept it. Don't be impressed. Like, yeah, you're paying for dates. Like, what is this? I don't care for in the new age of 2024. Like, yeah, you're paying for dates. Like, hi. Hello. Good morning and good night texts. Absolutely bare minimum. Bare minimum. Oh my god. The fact that I even have to say this, that should be something as a standard that you should expect for any guy. If you're talking to them, they should be giving you that. It's pretty simple to do. If a guy is doing this, it is very simple for them. It takes no real effort. You know what I mean? You should expect that and expect more, of course. That's not like so hard for them to do. You know what I mean? I haven't even finished I've been talking because I've been so passionate. I haven't even finished my whole damn sandwich. I'm adding this. Coming up with somewhere to go for a date, okay? Planning it, the entire date, making a reservation, all of that is bare minimum. If he does less than that, what are we doing here? Are we dating a man? Or are we dating a bitch? I don't know. Are we dating a man
if he cannot plan a date. You know what I mean? That is bare minimum. He should be planning where to go, what time, make a reservation. All of that is bare minimum. Is it nice? Of course it's nice. You can appreciate all these things that I'm telling you guys, okay? It's very nice. But it's not something to be so goo gaga over. You know what I mean? That should just be like very nice, but you also want this and more.
The list never ends, right? Doors, flowers, paying every time, planning everything, constant texting, good morning and good night messages, all labeled as the bare minimum. Ladies, if that's the minimum, then what's left for the maximum? Buying you a car? Signing over his paycheck? This constant inflation of expectations turns men into permanent performers, while women sit back and call it deserving. Partnership means give and take, but here it's all take, no give.
Bare minimum or king treatment? Cooking dinner for me once in a while.
King treatment. It is.
You don't do it.
Yeah, I know, but it's still king treatment.
Nah, I think that should be bare minimum.
No.
I'm not saying cooking for me every day. If you listen to what I said once in a while. I'm talking about once a month at least at this point.
Yeah.
Like cooking for me once in a while, that shit should be bare minimum.
No.
That is not king treatment.
Nah, mate, don't get too comfortable. That shit's king
What do you mean,
treatment.
don't get too comfortable? Like,
Go
you
ahead.
should cook for me once. Like,
Yeah.
have a romantic dinner.
I could cook for you once, and if I did, it would be king treatment.
So when do I get this?
Oh. I'll cook for you, but you actually take control when I try to cook.
I actually feel like you're just going to say king treatment for every single point.
I'll be honest.
You are. Driving to a destination or holiday or a long drive once, at least once. Like, give me a break.
Obviously, that's king treatment.
That's not.
That is king treatment.
So I got dumped because I asked a man to pay for everything. And before you guys comment, I just want to know, do you guys think that I was in the wrong and that after that one comment he should have dumped me? Because I think if you really like someone, you're not gonna dump them over one comment. And I really liked him, so I was begging for him back. Like, I still was begging for him back. And he said that it already put a sour taste in his mouth and that he doesn't want to talk to me anymore. I just don't understand, because if you like someone, you're not going to dump them over one comment. And it wasn't like I didn't like him. I actually liked him, but I was just in a rough place with my job, and I came to him at a time of a high stress moment. And maybe I shouldn't have said that under stress and pressure, but like, he literally ran away after I said that. Maybe he just doesn't like me enough. Like, I don't know what it is, but that one comment made him throw everything away.
Here's a classic example of entitlement backfiring. She admits she asked him to pay for everything, and then can't believe he left over just one comment. But that one comment wasn't random. It revealed how she truly sees him. Not as a man she cares for, but as a financial plan. That's not one slip-up. That's a glimpse into the future. And he wisely ran. Modern women keep asking, why won't men commit? Maybe it's because they're tired of being treated like debit cards with legs.
The only time having a boyfriend is worth it
is when
he is able to fully support you and pay all your bills. I said it.
Yeah, you said it. But wouldn't it just be so much easier to admit that one is broke and can't actually handle being an adult and paying one's own bills?
He's not your husband. If you're gonna be a girlfriend to someone, he needs to be paying all your bills. Otherwise, why is he there? What is his purpose?
Well, I could think of several reasons actually, but what do I know?
If he's not, he's just a boyfriend. Meaning if he leaves you, and a boyfriend is not a legal title.
Congratulations for figuring that part out.
If he leaves you and promises you marriage, leaves you with nothing, you get nothing.
At least they understand the basics.
But if he's paying all your bills, you're able to save money, you're able to invest into businesses that you want to do. If he leaves you, you're leaving with something else at the end of it.
Another example of a strong, independent woman who can stand on their own 2 feet. Not at all a gold digger.
But to date a guy and be someone's girlfriend for free?
Is it just me, or is some women completely lost when it comes to actually understanding what the concept of dating is?
Being someone's girlfriend is not worth it, okay? No. If you're gonna be a girlfriend, he needs to be paying a bill or two. These bills are due. I'm not usually anyone's girlfriend, but I'll make that exception for you if you're willing to pay some bills. If you're willing to pay a bill or two.
I can just imagine all the men running to that woman's profile to take advantage of that situation. Right.
If he's kind, works hard, and doesn't cheat, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. That is just the absolute bare minimum of being in a relationship with someone. This is not exceptional. This is not extraordinary. It's also no longer enough. Just because these would qualify you as a good man does not in fact mean you are a good husband or a good partner. Because again, these are the bare necessities.
First and genuine question is, what makes this woman so exceptional? The average woman in America is 175 pounds and is 5'4". She doesn't want to cook. She doesn't want to clean. She doesn't want to take care of her family. She traded the family for a 9-to-5 job for a company that doesn't give a shit about her. So what makes these women exceptional? What, a degree on the wall that a man doesn't care about? But I digress. Why is it that all of these women that have these laundry list of expectations have little to nothing to offer in return? Like, make it make sense. Women nowadays have such high standards and expectations for their partners and such low standards and expectations for themselves. Make it make sense. And what is the real expectation if everything a man does is considered the bare minimum? Because what are these women doing that's not the bare minimum? These women have so many expectations that it doesn't even make sense anymore. And not only that, the goalposts will constantly change. They could meet a perfect man and he can have all of the requirements that she lists, and then the list is just going to get longer and longer. And the worst part about it is that these women struggle with such low self-esteem that they put all of their expectations and their standards into someone else that can't even meet them in the first place. These women want men to constantly fill their cup while giving the men in their lives lukewarm water, and they draw the line at making a man a sandwich. There is absolutely nothing wrong with being with someone that treats you well, who doesn't cheat, who makes you legitimately happy. So many women can't even be in the same room with their partners in silence and just coexist. Too many women are building up all of this resentment because they're nitpicking at everything that he's doing wrong instead of the 1,000 things that he's doing right. And these are the types of women that can never be happy because they're expecting their happiness to come from someone else rather than from within. Okay, bye.
And finally, we arrive at the peak. A boyfriend should pay all your bills. This is where it's no longer dating. It's full-on sponsorship. Think about it. You're not his wife. You're not building a household together. You're not raising kids. You're a girlfriend. But in this mindset, a boyfriend isn't a partner. He's a financial institution. And what's wild is she doesn't even hide it. She flat out says being someone's girlfriend is only worth it if he funds her lifestyle. That's not love. That's leasing. And men everywhere are starting to realize they're better off alone than being someone's walking ATM.